Yo, what is up guys? Jamie from Jamie's Detailing. Today, I'm going to be showing you guys how to put together the ultimate pump sprayer for rinseless washes and waterless washes. This is going to be an awesome tool for this winter, whether you guys are a weekend warrior or you guys are a professional detailer looking to clean clients' cars on location, or you guys are professional detailers with your own shop. This is an awesome tool for you guys to have in your guys' arsenal, and it costs less than $20 to put it together. So let's not waste any time. Let's see how to put this guy together. Starting off, we are going to need some type of sprayer for this project. Now, the sprayer that I went with is this HDX sprayer from Home Depot, but you guys can get this exact same sprayer over at Amazon. Over at Home Depot, I paid about 12 bucks. At Amazon, I think it's closer to 19 or 20 bucks. So you're paying a little bit more on Amazon if you want to get it through Amazon, but Home Depot is where I typically pick up all my HDX type stuff. So they make this in a 1 gallon or a 2 gallon, and even at Home Depot they have a bunch of different brands of this. So whether you guys want to go with the HDX brand, you guys want to go over to Ace Hardware and pick up one of the Ace Hardware brand sprayers, or you guys want to get like a Scott's sprayer, or whatever you guys' favorite budget sprayer will work just the same as this one. So as far as the sprayer goes, I went and picked up the 1 gallon HDX sprayer over at Home Depot. Now, along with some type of sprayer, you guys are also going to need a valve stem. Now, this is a little valve stem that I got. You guys can pick these up over at Amazon, Ace Hardware, AutoZone, wherever you guys pick up your valve stems. Damn it. Wherever you guys pick up your valve stems, feel free to pick up your guys' valve stems, but this is just a standard valve stem that we're going to be using for this project. And those are really the only two things that you guys are probably going to need to buy for this project. Now, when it comes to tools that you're going to need for today's project, you guys are going to need a simple drill and a 3/8 inch drill bit. So any drill will work. I'm using, obviously, my favorite Milwaukee drill and a little Milwaukee drill bit. Along with my drill and drill bit, I'm also going to be using this guy right here. This is a center punch, and I'm going to show you guys how to use this once we get to that step. But along with our center punch, we are also going to need some type of pliers. I just got a old little needle nose right here that'll work just fine for this project. So now that we got all of our equipment and tools ready to go, let's go ahead and bring this HDX sprayer over to the bench so that I can show you guys how to convert it into a detail sprayer. So we're over at the desk, and the very first thing we obviously got to do is bust open our pump sprayer. So I'm just going to pop this guy open real quick. Interesting little box. Let's go ahead and pull our pump sprayer out. There we go. First things first, why do I like these HDX sprayers over other sprayers? And one of the biggest reasons, guys, is this guy right here. This has a locking actual valve right here. You guys can see it actually goes into a locked position. So when I'm doing my rinseless washes or waterless washes, I don't have to sit there holding this button the whole time. I can actually just kind of, hold it down, push it into the locked position, and now it's permanently spraying until I decide to pop it off of the locked position. Now, another thing that I like about this sprayer is the price. The price of this thing, you literally cannot beat it. So if we can modify this thing to work a little bit better for us, then this is going to be a great option for all you DIYers at home and even professionals who are just looking for an extra pump sprayer. So the first thing that we're going to do, guys, is we are going to go ahead and drill a hole in our HDX sprayer. And first thing that we need is this guy right here. This is our center punch, and the center punch is actually going to help us so that our drill bit is not walking all over this super smooth plastic when we're trying to drill. This is actually going to put a divot into the bottle, and then once we have that divot, it's going to be a nice little spot for our drill bit to rest. So I would definitely use something like this. This is just going to help one, keep you safe so you're not accidentally slipping a drill bit into your hand or something like that, and which I've definitely done in the past, and this is also just going to make your life just way easier when it comes to drilling a hole. So I'm going to use this exact same spot right here. I'm going to try to go 180 degrees from there, and I want to put my own little guy right here. So I'm just going to use this little line right here on the side. I think we're going to go right about there. How many? I got about one fat finger away, so I'm way too high, or way too low. So we want to put this guy right about here. Right about there is where I want the center of my hole. Now, I don't know if you guys can see that, but once I push this guy into the plastic, as you guys can see, this is going to smash into there really, really hard, and now it left a nice little divot for us to actually work with. And that's where we're going to actually drill our hole. So now that we have our little divot made, our little punch made for our drill bit, we can slip our drill bit right into that little punch hole, and it's going to keep our drill bit from walking all over this nice smooth plastic. So we just used our 3/8 inch drill bit and got our hole in there. So now we actually have a little bit of plastic inside of here. So if you guys want to rinse this out, you can rinse it out. Or if you guys just want to blow it out with some type of blower, you can do that. I'm going to go ahead and use the blower just to make sure everything is blown off of here. You guys could use your Tornador, whatever works for you. We got all of the little plastic bits actually out of our little gallon jug right here. So now that we got all of our little plastic bits out, this is actually the only hard part of this whole little project, and that's just getting this guy into here without dropping it. So basically, I'm just gonna pull this guy into here real quick, and we actually might need a bigger hole, guys. We might need a bigger hole. I was kind of eyeballing the drill bit, and it looked big enough, but after doing that, I actually need a bigger drill bit. So I'm gonna go over to my drill bit section, and I will let you guys know exactly what kind of bit I'm actually going to use. It looks like we need a bigger drill bit, something bigger than 3/8. I'm going to bump up to 5. No. I'm going to go with a 7/16 drill bit. This looks much closer. Just kind of eyeballing it right here. Drill that out just a little bit more. Now, you can always step your drills up, or if you have a step bit, that would work as well. Personally, I have a billion regular old drill bits, so that's just typically what I use. A step bit would be faster to kind of figure out this hole size, but now that you know, you guys are going to need a 7/16 drill bit. Make sure that there is no plastic inside of this thing. You don't want to run into any issues later on when you guys are actually cleaning a car. So now, typically, you would need a special tool to actually screw onto your valve stem and pull it through, but I'm going to show you guys a quick little trick that you guys can do. It's definitely not as graceful as having the correct tool, but I'm going to use something like this. You guys could use a permanent marker. You guys could use like a tiny little socket or something like that. All you need is something that you can put some leverage on the valve stem while pulling it. So I'm going to see if I can do it with this guy right here. So I'm going to kind of brace this underneath my pliers, and I'm going to pull this guy through. Let's see if we can get it. There we go. Now we have our valve stem in, and this thing is modified, ready to go. Let's go ahead and pop that guy in. So the next thing that we're going to modify is this actual spray wand right here. Now on the end of the spray wand, we have our little tip. This is an adjustable tip, so we can go from like a stream all the way to a very, very fine mist. So that's perfect for rinseless washes and waterless washes, but I don't like the length of this thing. Normally you'd use this for weeds and stuff like that, but for detailing, I like to cut this thing down. So I'm going to show you guys how to cut this thing down real quick. I'm going to leave about maybe that much on here. So maybe an inch. What is that? An inch and a half or so? I'm going to leave about an inch and a half on there. So I'm just going to put this down right here, and we're going to push as hard as we can with this razor blade. And we're going to put some nice deep little grooves in there. And then we should be able to crack it. There we go. So you guys are just going to kind of cut around the edge, and eventually it's just going to kind of snap right off. So now that we have that done, we can go ahead and pop this guy off, and we're going to pop this guy onto the end here. Now that we have this guy cut down, we are now going to take this little piece off of the straw that we have remaining. So this looks like it's part of the straw, but this is actually an O-ring. So we're going to pop this O-ring off real quick, guys. And now we're going to put that O-ring right back onto this sprayer, right where we need it. So now we have our spray tip, we have an O-ring, and we have our little twisty guy. So now you can go ahead and take the end of your sprayer, and we're just going to go ahead and twist this guy on. I like to make sure it's pushed down as far as possible. And then you can kind of clock it wherever you want it. There we go. And that is it. Now we have everything modified that we need modified. So let's go ahead and toss this little straw into our pump sprayer. Get that thing tightened up. And we can put our pump in here. And let's go ahead and test this thing. I have one of these guys that I use just from Harbor Freight. Nice little quick connect fitting on there. And that's what I use for my air. So now we're perfectly filled. You guys can hear it kind of overflowing out of the relief valve over here. Now you have plenty of spray. Nice. So now let's go ahead and test this thing out on our detailing rig so I can kind of show you guys how this works. We just got our pump sprayer all set up for rinseless washes and waterless washes. So let's grab a little bit of solution. I think I'm going to go for some P&S Absolute today. Get a little bit of that in there. There we go. P&S Absolute going in. Let that mix a little bit as we're filling it. Alright guys, I got this filled up with some P&S Absolute. I'm just going to be doing a quick little waterless wash today. This is a detailing rig. This is a work vehicle. This is not perfect. It has dents. It has chips in the paint from me smashing tools into it on accident. It is not a perfect vehicle is what I'm trying to say. So let me actually demonstrate the actual pump sprayer for you guys, but ignore my processes. We'll go over that in just a minute of 3 different ways that you guys can kind of use this pump sprayer. Alrighty, let's go ahead and give this thing a fill. See how she's going to work. Nice. Just like an IK foam sprayer, or just like an IK sprayer, as soon as we overfill it, it's actually just coming out the relief valve just like it should. So that's perfect. Let's go ahead and set that off to the side. I actually need to clean this car pretty bad. It's been months since I've cleaned the detailing rig. It doesn't get that dirty, but at the same time, it's pretty dirty. So we got our HDX pump sprayer all filled up now. We got everything modified how we want it. We have the valve stem in here, and I have this filled up with some P&S Absolute. So just so you guys can see how this thing sprays. Whoa, it's going everywhere. All right, let's loosen that up. Woo! Oh, snaps, spraying all the way across the garage. Alright guys, so that's about how I like it. I like a nice little fan, if you guys will. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but just so you guys can see, this perfectly distributes all of the chemical that you guys are using onto the paint or onto the surface that you guys are actually trying to wash. You guys can use as much or as little as you want. I'm doing a waterless wash today. This isn't a true rinseless wash. Just want to kind of show off the pump sprayer more than anything. I have a ton of laundry over there that I gotta fold if you guys didn't see that yet. But let's go ahead and fold this up like we should. I like using the thicker nap side of these towels for my rinseless wash, or for my waterless wash here. So windows, let's get these windows up into the corners, give it a nice little flip. And there we go. That's our first little section nice and cleaned off there. Probably need a little bit of a drying towel just to make sure this is donezo, spamunzo. There we go. Alright guys, and just like that, I always go panel by panel when I'm washing in a garage like this. Just easier for me. Sometimes I'll do 2 panels at once, let one panel kind of sit there, soak a little bit, let the product do its thing, and then after I get done with one panel, I'll move on to the next one, spray the one next to it, clean this one, and then repeat that cycle all the way around the car. Moving on to this next little section, we're just going to give it a nice little spray here. Go ahead and spray this. I'm not going to wash this whole car on camera for you guys. This panel over here should be done emulsifying. And yeah, I spilled something nasty on the top of this car, along with a tiny drip of coffee that came down this window. But this rinseless wash just takes it right off. There we are, guys. Let's grab our drying towel. And I could even use my, Technician's Choice 582. I could use, whatever my favorite sealant is right now while I'm drying. That way I'm drying and sealing at the same time. But, like I said, guys, I'm going to do most of this cleaning off camera for you guys. So I'm not wasting your time. All right, guys. We have half of this vehicle is now clean and ready for, us to finish it up. So this thing is super nice to have. It holds up to 1 gallon of rinseless wash. Super convenient for with wintertime. And yeah, I really like this setup. We just got done putting together our HDX pump sprayer, and I even showed you guys just really quickly how it works. Now, this is an awesome pump sprayer. You guys can use this in a few different ways. You guys can use this for a modified rinseless wash, where you guys actually do a pre-soak before you get into your rinseless wash. You guys can use it with a standard normal rinseless wash. You guys can kind of pre-treat the vehicle with this guy. Then you guys can bust out the bucket and your sponge or whatever wash media you guys typically use for a rinseless wash, or you guys can kind of use it how I just demonstrated it, and you guys can use it for those vehicles that are already pretty clean, but you guys are just trying to do a quick waterless wash on them, something just to get them back to where they need to be so that they can get back out on the road looking good. This is an awesome pump sprayer for you guys. They make them in different sizes, whether you guys want to go with a 1 gallon, a 2 gallon, whatever size you guys want to go with, and this is way cheaper than going with something that's detail specific or something that's made for the detailing industry. If you guys were looking for a pump sprayer like this with a valve stem and everything in it, you guys could easily be spending over $100 on something like that, but this one you guys can put together for under $20, and that alone is a huge value, especially if you guys are just starting off your detailing business, or you guys are just looking to clean your guys' car on the weekend yourselves. So this is an awesome option. Let me know what you guys think of it down in the comments down below. Is this something that you guys are looking to put together yourselves, or do you guys have any other things that we could do to this to make it even better? Like I've seen people replace the tips on these things for different, fanning tips and all that kind of stuff. So there's a ton of stuff that you guys could take this even a little bit further if you guys wanted to. But let me know in the comments down below, is this something you guys would use this winter, or are you guys just going to go ahead and get something like the IK Foam Pro 12 or one of the more expensive sprayers? I think that this is an awesome option, but I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. That is pretty much all that I have for today's video. As always, I really appreciate you guys being here. The channel is growing crazy fast at this point. We went from 1,000 followers to 3,000 followers in just a few months this year, which is crazy awesome for the channel, and I'm really excited about that. So thank you guys, but that is all that I have for today's video, so I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.